Thanks so much for coming back to Focus on 5. Local leaders and community members will gather tonight to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day by participating in an open dialogue about the state of the Black community. And joining me now in the studio is Bishop Hurley J. Coleman. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us on the show.
Excited to be here with you.
Yeah, so we were chatting earlier, and I really want to address this because you were saying how you had a lot of revelations this morning, and you know, today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Tell us what that revelation was.
Well, it's amazing. One of the first things that happened this morning when I woke up, I turned on and I heard the speech, the mountaintop speech that Dr. King gave just the day before he was assassinated in Memphis at Mason Temple. I'm a member of the Church of God in Christ. I'm now a bishop in the Church of God in Christ. Right. And I remember the very first time I was ever standing in that podium, I've had a flashback of standing where Dr. Martin Luther King gave this speech. And I heard in his speech where he said, I may not get there with you, but we as a people will get there. And I thought about the phrase, we as a people. So why not take the moment of today, all these years later, to think about the fact that we as a people still have the kinds of struggle that we have. So it's about Black people. It's our time to talk about it. It's a very critical time for us to be talking about we as a people.
Yeah. Now, what would you say is the state of the Black community right here in Saginaw?
I'm loath to make a statement about it because we're going to be talking today about the state of the Black community from so many important perspectives. We're going to be talking about it from the perspective of economic development. And we have people who are in the Black community, who are leaders in the community, who we respect and honor and revere. We're going to hear their hearts. We're going to hear what they see, because sometimes as people in the pews see it differently from the pastor, because the pastor looks out over it and has a different perspective. And our mayor has a different perspective of the state. Our state representative has a different perspective of the state because of not only what they see, but how they interact at economic development, education. I have a brother. My brother is the president of the school board, superintendent, the president of the school board. His perspective on Saginaw Public Schools is different from mine, even though I interact with the schools all the time, but he has a way of articulating it. So we're gonna have a conversation with leaders who are in position to talk about what they see, because I think that the state, my personal feeling is that the state of the Black community is challenged, but with great potential.
Yeah, and what would you say that potential is?
Well, we've got great people. We got great people. And many times I've found out in life that many times when things are stirring and challenged, that's a great opportunity for good things to happen. And if we can find ourselves a place of unity, of purpose, we will find ourselves working toward a progressive future. We've got I see so many young people who are interested in what's going on now in the future. It's my job and others to reach in there, make sure that we make the connection. That gives me hope.